Ways the fearful avoidant unknowingly tortures themselves and really dysregulates themselves. Leslie Wells, connection coach. I help individuals show up better in their relationship to themselves and in their romantic relationships by looking at things through an attachment lens and taking a deep dive into their attachment style and their partner's attachment style. So the fearful avoidant, if you are unfamiliar with attachment styles or insecure attachment styles, the fearful avoidant is someone who grew up with usually some type of trauma in their childhood. And so they learned that people were unable to show up well for them and that love and people and relationships are unsafe, that people will let you down, disappoint you, betray you in some way. So as a child, maybe they had a parent who had a substance abuse issue, maybe some mental illness in the family, people that maybe there was just extreme fighting, no emotional attunement, maybe there was abuse, serious fighting through divorce, but whatever trauma, they learned that people would fail them. And so they grow up really feeling like people will always betray them, that they will put their trust in people, count on people, and they will be let down. And they carry this betrayal wound with them into their adult relationships. And it really is the driver for everything for them. So because they are constantly afraid of being betrayed, hurt, let down, they constantly are looking for safety. And so most of their protest behaviors and most of their driving behaviors are trying to get that sense of safety within the relationship. So one of the ways that fearful avoidants in relationships will torture themselves is by automatically looking at everything through a negative lens. This is something that they do to protect themselves. If they really are aware of their character's flaws, the bad qualities of their character, their bad attributes, then they feel like they can see the bad thing coming around the corner. So if they don't put this is all subconscious, if they don't put their partner on a pedestal, then they are not as let down when they've invested in this person and they've been betrayed or hurt or disappointed. So they will look at their partner through a negative lens. And I mean, they will literally pick their partner apart. They will put them under a microscope. They will critically judge them and they will just look for all of their things. So when I work with fearful avoidants, a lot of times in the beginning, when they come to me and they're not in a good place, they will just pick their partner apart. Every single thing that they do is wrong, is bad. They really struggle to find the gratitude for their partner and for their relationship, which is a recipe for disaster. If you are always looking at somebody through a negative lens, the other thing they will do is assign malicious intent to their partner, to everything that they do. I will literally have people who tell me that are fearful avoidants when they're in their fight or flight that will tell me the things that they want their partner to do to show up better, and their partner will attempt to do those things in a pretty good way, taking accountability, showing empathy, showing concern, offering to do better, telling how they're going to do better. But because they've assigned malicious intent, they don't even trust it. They don't believe it. So even when someone is doing the things that they have begged them to do, and they finally have woken up and are on their healing journey, they have a very difficult time receiving it because they are assigning malicious intent to all of their behavior. So when you have no gratitude for your relationship, when you can't see the good in your relationship, you can't see the good in your partner, it is very, very difficult to have a good, healthy relationship, and you're essentially just torturing yourself. You're unable to receive the very things that you deserve and you want. Another way they torture themselves, they replay the past and all their partner's mistakes, all the bad things in the relationship over and over again. They ruminate on it. So they keep themselves stuck in trauma. When I work with people who are fearful avoidants, a lot of the times when they're not ready to do their work, they will come to me and they will literally just be there to fix their partner. And they're unable to look at themselves at this point. So they're going on and on and on about their partner and all of the bad things about their partner and all the bad things in the past. And that's okay. We have to work through that trauma. But I'm not a counselor. I'm not a therapist. I will not allow people to stay stuck in that place. If you're not willing to move through that and look towards the future when your partner is doing the things that you want and how you can show up differently, you're going to stay stuck there. And fearful avoidance, this is a huge part of their work. They very much get stuck in the past and all the negative things that have happened. If you want a future with someone, you have to be able to look towards the future and see the changes they're making and celebrate the small wins. This is a way that they torture themselves. They literally keep themselves stuck in their own trauma. They will even go so far as to look up old dates, old memories, old pictures, sit in music that they know is going to bring about painful grief feelings for them. Like maybe they were going through a hard time with their partner, so there was a certain playlist that they had that they would just sort of sit and let those emotions come up. They will go and find those things to bring up those emotions and sit in them a while. Now, that can be a good thing, right? Because it may be your body telling you that you need to process these things, and that's okay. But the fearful avoidant will stay stuck in those things and torture themselves. Another way they torture themselves, they will set unrealistic expectations for their partner, things that their partner is never going to be able to do perfectly and consistently. And they very much want them to do things in a very specific way. So they do what we call moving the goalpost. They will set a goal for their partner and say, if you do this, if you meet these needs, I will feel loved and I will feel better and things will be better. And then their partner does that and it's not good enough. They will subconsciously set a new goal and they just keep moving the goalpost, asking their partner to kick the ball through it. And it's never enough. So again, when I see people who are like, I wish my partner would reassure me more. And then that partner goes and tries to reassure them and they didn't say the exact right words or say it at the exact right time, or it's too late because I've been asking forever. So they're constantly setting expectations that their partner cannot win. They finally start to do the things and they're not doing it just right. Well, that's pretty unfair because if someone is an avoidant, which is a lot of times the case in these situations, it's going to be a slow process. They're going to have to learn these tools over time and enact these tools over time. It's not something that just happens overnight. And so one of the ways that the fearful avoidant will torture themselves is they will set unrealistic expectations for their partner and they will change them and move them, not giving their partner a shot. So then when their partner fails because they have all these hoops to jump through, they see that as a betrayal. And again, they're just setting themselves up for their partner to fail them and for them to feel betrayed. And so it's a way of torturing themselves. They kill the intimacy and the safety and the transparency that they're longing for in their partner. And I'm going to have to do a part 2 on this because it's